going on YouTube? It's Moore. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in today's video, oh my god, the NFL season is pretty much almost over. We have one game left and it's the Super Bowl. This is the day after Championship Sunday, and I just want to say congratulations to the teams. We have the Seattle Seahawks beating the Rams. Congrats to Sam Darnold. And then we have the New England Patriots, who in a Patrick Mahomes gap year, of course it would be the Patriots to come out of the AFC, right? It would be the Patriots somehow. But yeah, we got a lot to get into, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to you, this is one of my funnest NFL seasons to watch, and now it's finally down to one game. So let's get right into the video. Okay, the first game I want to talk about is the Sam Darnold. I want to call it the Sam Darnold Ghostbuster game. Guys, that narrative of him seeing ghosts and going pumpkin mode, you got to cut that right now. He went absolutely berserk. He dropped 25-36 for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns in a hostile environment, even though he was at home. Them demons inside your head don't play, man. Trust me, they don't play. Kenneth Walker, the stats don't show it. 19 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Absolutely baller, bro. Sam Darnold security blanket all night. He was going crazy. Jackson Smith-Njigba doing MVP things, doing offensive player of the year things. 10 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown. Bro, he had that one catch. He said he got glue, bro. Check his gloves. Check his gloves. No way. Check his gloves. You know what I'm saying? So they were hooping. And on the other side, Sam Darnold, the MVP frontrunner, also going crazy. 22-35, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Damn, man, that man deserves a dub. He hooped every single game against the Seahawks, except for maybe the first game. They played at home, which is ironic enough. Blake Corum, 9 carries, 55 yards. Kyren Williams had a couple yards too. Puka Nacua, that boy's nice. 9 receptions, 165 yards and a touchdown. Bro, their team is nasty. The Seahawks team is nasty. Both teams are nasty. And the final score was 31-27 because the Rams could not convert on a 4th and 4 deep in the Seattle territory in the red zone. Okay. Crazy work going on in this game. I like it a lot. Alright, the first thing that I think anybody needs to talk about in this game is the Sam Darnold performance. 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. Guys, like, you don't understand. That is elite level football to play in a conference championship. Regardless of what you want to say about him or not, he's a driving force or not. Like, all year he's been up and down. I'll give you that. Like, he started off really hot and then he started to go like up and down. This is, I think, one of his best games in the NFL this year, maybe even his career. In an environment like that where you need to perform, to go band for band with Matthew Stafford, he did that and he excelled with flying colors, moving the chains, whether it's like with his legs, under duress, making throws into the end zone like that throw to Bobo. Dude was in his face. You know what I'm saying? So I think he, for whatever it's worth, I think that in this game specifically, he deserves a ton of the credit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Jackson Smith doing what he does. Kenneth Walker is nice, but at the end of the day, guys, Sam Darnold exercised his demons. Like, I think that's the story of the day, because you know Matthew Stafford's gonna throw over 3 touchdowns. You know Puka Nacua is going to go crazy. You know Jackson's going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the one question was always all year, how far can Sam Darnold take us? And that boy took him to the Super Bowl. You got, like, regardless of what anybody wants to say, you know what I'm saying? You got to give credit where credit's due. He hooped that game. Now, can you do that back-to-back performance in the Super Bowl? Because now we're going against the Patriots defense too. I made a short, if you want to check it out on my channel. Like, I was looking at it, and the quarterbacks that the Patriots have gone against, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, and now Jarrett Stidham, obviously backup, like, they've, obviously, they're at the upper echelon of QBs in the league, but they've been, like, struggling at a crazy rate, giving up only 3 points, 16 points to the Texans, and then 7 points yesterday to the Broncos. So I don't know what you want to make out of that, but, like, Sam Darnold, like, it's not going to be easy defense. We can say that right now. It's not going to be easy defense to go against. So I'm interested to see how that matchup goes. Like, I'm actually really, really interested to see how that plays out, like what Sam Darnold does. If he balls out there, I think it's fair to say that he's in a teetering elite quarterback, because the thing about Sam Darnold is, guys, he played on the reason why everyone calls him trash is because he was seeing ghosts on the Jets. What quarterback on the Jets looks good? What quarterback, bro? Aaron Rodgers goes there after having a good year, a decent year on the Packers, and he's trash. Like, even though he's old, like, name a quarterback that looks good on the Jets or on the Panthers? Like, what are we talking about? So how are you gonna crucify him for looking trash on those terribly run organizations? Like, it blows my mind when people say that. Now, obviously, he's probably not like top 10, top 7 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But the way he played yesterday, he played like he'd been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? He looked, and I also made a video where I was talking about, I think that he exercised the demons in that late fourth quarter drive and overtime drive against the Rams. That second time they played them, where it was 38-37, and that 2-point conversion that he had at the end of the game, I think that literally cut the demons out of his head. He was like, okay, I could do this, I could get it done, and it showed last night because he went up there and hooped 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's ridiculous numbers. That's like MVP. I'm putting you on my back numbers. Obviously, if he does that every game, he's MVP. But like in the game you need it, he stepped up. in an amazing way. Now, on the other side of the football, the Rams. Guys, the Rams, in my opinion, this is like already low-key a what-if story, right? This is a what-if story. Like, that game that they had in Seattle, right? The second game that I just brought up, they really lost 38-37 to the Seahawks. That nasty 2-point conversion they converted, and Matthew Stafford became the first quarterback in NFL history to score a touchdown in overtime and still lose the game. Think about that. He scored a touchdown in overtime and lost the game still. Like, and that could be the difference between yesterday's game being in Seattle and being in LA. And if it's in LA, it's probably a different story. Who knows? Maybe Sam Darnold does see ghosts, you know? So I think, and their defense and their special teams, man. I've never seen a team with such clear bad special teams. Like, the dude tried to catch it on his back, man. You can't do that, and especially in these elements. Like this house, you can't give free possessions away. They got a touchdown off that. Who knows? Maybe they don't. If that doesn't happen, Matthew Stafford goes on the field, scores a touchdown. They take the lead instead. So it's a lot of stuff. I think the one person you cannot blame is Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua, right? Those, I don't know where the Rams go from here, because like Matthew Stafford is 37 years old, had an MVP, clearly his best season of his career at 37 years old. So I don't know if he's gonna retire or like what's gonna happen. But I think this is a crazy what if story, because they lose that game to they lost the game to the Falcons. They lost the game to the Panthers, and they lost that trash game to the Seahawks, and that really derailed their season, in my opinion, at a high level, because they went from being the perennial best team in the NFL, 1 seed, to now a wild card team, a 5 seed that has to go on the road every single game, and that is hard to do. Make it to the Super Bowl as a 5 seed or the wild card team. There's a reason why you don't see that often. You see like once a decade for a reason. That's hard. Going on the road, and they almost got it done. So kudos to them. But almost isn't enough. They're not in the Super Bowl for that reason. I think if they're a division winner, they go to the Super Bowl without a doubt, in my opinion. But it is what it is. That's how the cookie broke. And congrats to the Seattle Seahawks. You get to get a rematch with the Patriots, which now we're gonna talk about that. For as exciting as the Seahawks and Rams game was, this game was a little bit of the opposite, to say the least, as the final score is 10-7. Let's look at the box score. We got Drake May going for playing like an MVP, 10 for 21, 86 yards. Wow. Ramondre Stevenson getting the lion's share of the workload, because Travion Henderson does not know how to see a gap. 25 carries, 71 yards. Mac Hollins coming back, 2 receptions, 51 yards. He had 51 out of Drake May's 86 yards. How much did Stephon Diggs have? Stephon Diggs goes 5 catches for 17 yards. Wow. And then in the Broncos, you got Jarrett Stidham going for 17-31, 133 yards, a touchdown, costing interception at the end, getting sacked 3 times. RJ Harvey, I thought he was going to have a CJ Anderson legacy performance game. He did not. 13 carries, 37 yards. Marvin Mims, 62 yards. He had a big catch in that first quarter. I thought it was going to be a crazy game, but instead it was not. And we had pretty much weak shit going on. Not the most exciting game. If you're Kurt Warner, because I like that shit. I love it. I love a game with elements, like especially in the playoffs. Not in the Super Bowl, but in the playoffs, because it just adds a complete different element of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally becomes chess at that point. It's like, yo, can't turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to throw the ball. And like, who really knows what they're doing? That's what a game like this shows. And Mike Vrabel knew what he was doing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, he knew what he's doing. He was like, okay, we're kicking the field goal. Whereas Sean Payton was like, nah, I'm not kicking a field goal. I'm going for on 4th and 1, and I think that's the big story of the game. Early in the game, Jarrett Stidham, big play to Mims, setting up deep in the Patriots territory. Then we got a touchdown on a bootleg to Courtland Sutton. Great play call by Sean Payton, right? 7-0, and it's like 11 minutes left in the first quarter. I'm like, okay, hold up. And then they force another 3 and out, and they go back down the field, and they get in field goal range, right? Deep in the territory again. They're at like the 15-yard line or something like that. It's 4th and inches. Sean Payton goes for it, and instead of just running the ball or a boot or something like that, he drops Jarrett Stidham back in shotgun. That's your backup quarterback, man. Pressure's in his face, bad throw, turnover on downs, and that, I think, killed the momentum that the Broncos had. Instead of going up 10-0 with your backup quarterback in the elements, you end up turning the momentum right to the Patriots. And right there, after that, the Broncos offense could do nothing on offense literally the rest of the game. From that point on, they could do nothing at all. And I think that really, really screwed them. Sean Payton's going to take some scrutiny for that, rightfully so, because like that is the biggest moment of the game. Because on the other hand side of the ball, you have Drake May, who's not playing good at all, to be honest. He's doing what the bare minimum is to win the game, which is what this game alluded to. I think that if this game was a shootout, Drake May could perform in a shootout, but this game was not that. This game is not, you didn't need a shootout for this game, all right, at all. So I think obviously like the Blizzard, you got to talk about the elements, because like in the second half, deep in the second half, like clearly both teams are not going to be able to move the ball. Ramondre is like the only source of offense for the whole game, right? 10-yard carry here, 7-yard carry here. Drake May also running the ball. I got to talk about that. Him running the ball, huge. Absolutely massive, underrated part of the game. Drake May's ability to move the chains is honestly what probably propelled them to victory, because that kept Jarrett Stidham in that offense on the sideline for the Broncos. But I think like Jarrett Stidham just sold the game. I think like it's another situation. Justin Herbert sold the game. CJ Stroud sold the game. And now Jarrett Stidham clearly sold the game. He had the 2 biggest plays for the Patriots. That fumble, bro, you can't do that. Especially, you can't do that in a regular season game. That's like some Max Brosmer shit. Especially in an AFC Championship game, you cannot do that. You cannot give a free possession deep in your own territory like that. That's crazy work. Great call by Josh McDaniels on the delayed QB run for Drake May. Touchdown right there, tie the game up 7-7. And pretty much that was the game. One more field goal gets scored. The elements came in deep later in the second half, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think that this Patriots defense is clearly one of the most underrated units in the entire NFL because they are top 4 in scoring defense, and you're seeing in the playoffs they've given up 3 points, 16 points, and now 7 points. I don't care who the quarterback is. You're in the NFL. It's crazy work. You know what I'm saying? Shutting defenses, a lock-up defense like that, man. That's, I think, a big story of the game, and that defense needs to get crazy credit. Now, if they go out there and ball against Sam Darnold in that offense, oh man, there's got to be a generational defense. Like all jokes aside, think about it. I know what you're thinking. Like generation, yeah, bro. I think they gave up the second least amount of points to like the 2000 Ravens in a playoff run. If they lock up the Seahawks defense, think about that. Like you're in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You're in the play. You can't even talk shit. You're in the playoffs. So I think that's a big story of the game. Drake May is a quarterback that can win you a game. He can manage a game. He can go out there and absolutely dominate. This team is actually scary, and I think they're going to go on. And I don't know why everyone's talking about the Seahawks are going to blow them out. This is going to be a crazy good game. You know what I'm saying? You have Christian Gonzalez, JSN. You have Sam Darnold, who's on a resurgence. You have Drake May, second-year MVP candidate. Crazy storylines going in that rematch of the 2014. Maybe they're going to run the ball to Kenneth Walker. You think they're going to run the ball at the goal line if they get to the goal line? Yo, that would be the craziest thing ever if Sam Darnold throws a goal line interception. That would be one of the crazy stories. But, man, I'm going to drop my Super Bowl prediction later this week and probably another one the week after because I might change it. But AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game, both interesting as hell in my opinion. We got a Super Bowl for the ages in my other opinion. Finally, we get relief from the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and it's back to the Patriots, right? Patriots, Seahawks. Let me know who you think is gonna win. Yeah, this game's gonna be crazy, yo. But that's my instant reaction. Leave a like down below. Hit that comment. Let me know who you think is gonna win the Super Bowl and who deserves to be in the Super Bowl. And hit that subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace out, y'all.